Okay, there we go. Recording's up. Okay, so angles of depression are depression, the angle made between the horizontal, so which way is horizontal? Straight line, left to right, and the person's line of sight to an object. So really, it's the looking down. So sometimes, ladies and gentlemen, you have to draw in the horizontal. So there's your face, your eyeball, you're looking down at something. Oftentimes, angle of depression are outside the triangle. So sometimes you're going to find them outside the triangle you're working in. Sometimes that happens. Okay, orange isn't my friend today. All right, easy peasy. And these ones all have pretty pictures with them. So from a small plane V, the angle of depression to a sailboat is 21. The angle of depression to a ferry on the other side is 52. And the plane is flying at an altitude. So there's that word again, altitude. What do we know about altitude? Straight up and down, right? So it is the straight up and down at 1,650 meters. How far apart are the boats to the nearest meter? So this is like a double triangle and angle of depression. All right. What do we know about the angle in which a horizontal meets a vertical line? 90 degrees. Your coordinate plane, your x and y axis, what do they meet at? 90 degrees. You're going to need to know that for grade 12 pre-calc. So my question here is, well, it's not really a question, it's a statement. So between the horizontal line and the vertical line, we know this is 90 degrees. So if we know this angle is 21, what's this angle? What's this angle in this side of the triangle? If they both add up to 90, let's see your mental math work here. They both add up to 90. So we have a 69-degree angle inside the triangle. Now, the goal of this question is to find the total distance between, my pink marker does not work very well under this camera. Does my blue one work any better? Sort of, kind of? Okay, we can kind of see that. So our goal is to find the distance between the ferry and the sailboat. But really what I have here is I have two triangles. Do you guys not agree? Yes, we agree, sort of, kind of. So this triangle I'm going to call triangle A, and this triangle I'll call B. And like I said to somebody else, I think Lincoln, I said just to you right now, I said that pulling apart the triangle sometimes makes a little bit more sense, like drawing them separately. So triangle A, we know the vertical height is 1650. We know this angle, we just calculated, is 69 degrees. And what I'm trying to find is the base here. So this is XU. Can we do that with the information that we have? Yes, we can. So we're going to label the sides that we know and that we want. So this side is my adjacent, and this side is my opposite. So I'm going to be using tan. So tan of 69 equals opposite, which is side, we'll call that side V, over the adjacent side, which is that. That's supposed to be a V. I don't know really what that is. Need some sort of calculator. So hopefully if you've done this, 4,298 meters, because it says to round to the nearest whole meter in the question. But is that my answer? No, because if I go back up to this diagram, from here to here is 4,298 meters. That's not the total distance. Now I got to work in triangle B. So I got triangle B right here. It's a little bit smaller. It still shares the vertical, so this is going to be 1650. This is W, that's X. V. And what I know is that the angle of depression is 52. So what's that angle inside the triangle? 38. And you got that by? So to find this one, if you don't remember how we are going to do it, we're going to take 90 and we're going to minus the 52. Because horizontal and vertical lines will always meet at 90-degree angles. So we're just finding the piece that's missing. All right, so again, we're trying to find that bottom side there. So again, I still have tan. It's still the exact same, which is usually not how it goes. So now it's tan of 38 equals V over 1650. I think I just ran out of room on this side. Squeeze that in. Okay, so how do I find my answer? Add those two together, right? So the total distance is going to be 4,298 plus 1,289. So we get 5587 meters. So it's just another layer of complexity to add to your questions. Anything too terrible? Not terrible, not bad. Do we want to do another one? Two triangles inside of each other? The same strategy I'm going to use is I'm going to pull them apart. I just got to read what we want to do. So this diagram shows a falcon F on a tree with a squirrel and a chipmunk on the ground. That's weird. From the falcon to the angle of depression are 36 and 47. How far apart are the animals on the ground? So what we're looking for is that distance right there. And again, if we knew our sine law and our cosine law, we could work with that little tiny triangle. But we don't yet. You will. So I'm going to pull out the first triangle. I'm going to make this little one here, the inside one. So I'm going to call this triangle A. Triangle B, though, is going to be this whole thing. Not just that little sliver, it's going to be the whole outside. So the little triangle is going to be GFC. And we know it's 15. And then the big triangle is going to be nope, that's an F up there where the falcon is. Falcon to ground to squirrel. And what is the height of this side here? 15, right? It's a shared side. Okay, so this tells me that the angle of depression to the animals are 36 and 47. So 36 is to the squirrel, and 47 is to the chipmunk. All right, just making sure I got my picture right. So what sides am I trying to find? Am I trying to find the hypotenuses of those triangles, or am I trying to find the horizontals? The horizontals, because I'm looking for that distance. The thing I'm trying to find is right here. So the hypotenuses won't be helpful to me. So I've got to find these distances. Okay, so now let's find our inside angle. So you see how these angles are outside? We're just going to find that interior angle that goes with it. Hey, do you know what kind of angle that's called? That's called a complementary angle. Two angles that add to 90 degrees is called a complementary angle. Two angles that add to 180 degrees, supplementary angles. There you go. There's your new words for today. Do you need to know them? You'll live a full and happy life until you get to grade 11. And then you need to know them. Does everybody know how I got those two numbers? 90 minus the 47 gave me the 43. 90 minus the 36 gave me the 54. Okay, you guys solve for GC and I'll solve for GS. Okay? And we're rounding to the nearest tenth of a meter. One place thought you get.
1, 2, 3.
No degrees. Yep. No, it has to have the decimal place because the question is telling you to round to the nearest tenth. So the nearest tenth, you have to represent that decimal place. But that's a good question. Okay. Did you all get 14? Yes? No? You didn't get 14 for your first triangle? No? Okay. So on this triangle, this is what you guys were trying to find. You're trying to find this. So this is my opposite. So this angle isn't important anymore. We use that 47 to help us find that interior angle. So the 47 is kind of, we've used it, and now we're just going to put it to the side. We don't need it anymore. So we're going to use that 43. So tan of 43 is opposite, because this one was my adjacent side. What's wrong? Huh? Anybody else get 14, or am I by myself?
I got 14.
14? Okay, so okay. So if you guys got 14, that's awesome. I did the second one and I got 20.6. Okay? Now I have this 2 bits of information and I don't really know what I'm supposed to do next. Okay, I do know what I'm supposed to do next, but I was hoping you guys might help me. So if we look at GS, GS is the whole length, right? GS is the whole length of the bottom. So if I go to my big triangle, So I'm gonna just draw that big triangle out again. So G, S, F. I know that from G to S, I have a distance of 20.6. But I also know that there's a point C on here, right, where the chipmunk is. Yep. You guys know that distance too. You know that from G to C, because you found it, is 14. So this distance from here to here is 14. So how do I find that piece there? You subtract them. 6.6? I would agree. So the distance between the chipmunk and the squirrel is going to be 20.6 subtract the 14.0, so that gives us the 6.6 meters is the distance between the chipmunk and the squirrel. Distance between squirrel have two L's? No, it does not. 2 R's. Has 2 R's, ladies and gentlemen. Knew it had a double letter somewhere. I think I'm going to skip the last one. I think you guys would be fine doing that one as well. So just so you know, angles of depression and how to use them.